Hello and welcome to Chair Yoga Plus. Today we're going to talk about contracting and expanding the upper body muscles here today. The stronger your muscles are, the stronger you are. So join me for this session of Chair Yoga Plus. We begin with our breath, and our breath expands our ribs and our back as we inhale. And then as we exhale, we slowly let it return back to neutral. Inhale long. Exhale even a little longer. Check in with your posture in the chair or standing and make sure your shoulders are right over your hips. And we bring our ears over our shoulders to align our spine. One more breath here. Nice long exhale. So we begin just waking up the joints, circling our wrists, wiggling our fingers, and then bend at the elbow and touch your shoulders and lower your hands back down just a couple times. And then take your hands out to the side. No need to reach with effort here. We're just moving the joints. We'll put our effort in a little later. And then rest the hands and turn the head side to side. And look down at your lap, neutral and up to the sky. And then bring it back to center. Let's wake up our ankles. And point and flex here. And then on the other side, point and flex a few times. And then lift one leg, lower and lift the other. Get into the knees just a little bit here by kicking out and bring it back in and down. I already hear some creaking. It's early in the morning here, so my joints are just waking up also. Last time. And then sitting about halfway in the chair, heel toe the feet apart and just rock side to side, getting a little more into your hip. These wake up exercises that we're doing right now, you could do every day. And then in the other direction. And it will create some stimulation, some circulation, and yes, some strength and energy in your body. It just feels good, right? Heel toe back in. Take another nice big inhale. Rain those fingers down. And then take your hands and push them forward. Turn the palms up. Make a fist and draw those fists toward your hips. Squeeze the back. So this is our focus today, is to bring the shoulders forward, spreading the muscles on the back. And then right here, contract them, hug your spine, lift the front body. Do it a couple more times. Just get that feel, observe what you feel in your shoulders. And then soften and relax here. Take another nice big inhale. And then we'll take a little side stretch here into the ribs. A breath or two, and draw the shoulders back a little by bringing your elbows over your ear. And then release that back to center. We'll take it to the other side and sit tall. Take it over to the other side. And again, elbows over ears. And then bring it back to center and release it down. Step one foot to the side of your chair. And maybe come a little closer to the edge of the chair. Take the other leg back. There's a slight bend in that outside knee. And you're going to look in the direction of the side knee here. Just find your position here. And then we're going to take the outside arm and we're going to reach it forward, bringing the shoulder forward. And then we're going to bring it back. Look back over our shoulder. Protracting and retracting the muscles around the shoulder, especially on the back. We have wings, you know. They're called the scapula, but I like to call them my wings. They're hidden, but they're there. And then release that down. Take that outside foot back a little bit more and press into your thigh slightly to lift your heart. Stay here or bring the arms up once again alongside your ears. Look up where the ceiling meets the wall. And then exhale and release all that. Step the outside foot in, pivot to the front, and step both feet in. Take a nice big inhale and rain the fingers down. We're going to do the other side now. So we step out to the other side, come about halfway in the chair here. Take the outside leg back. And just find your position here so there's no pinching in your thigh. And once you're comfortable and you feel secure, take that outside arm out, stretch, and then bring it back and contract that back muscle. And move with your breath if you can. So we'll inhale here as we stretch it out, and then we'll exhale and squeeze that muscle around the spine. And when you squeeze that back muscle, squeeze it back and a little down so you get a little lift in the heart and the front of the body here. It's the beauty of yoga. It does more than just one muscle at a time. It takes the whole body. Let's release that. Take that outside leg back just a little bit more. Shoulders over hips, arms up. And we hold in this lunge pose here for a few breaths. Observe again the expansion of the ribs as you inhale, and the relaxing of those muscles around the ribs as you exhale. And then releasing the arms down, step the outside foot in, pivot to the front of your chair. We're going to place one hand on the shoulder. We're going to lift the opposite knee. Just find that position. You might stay with this, but we want to work the shoulder today. So I'm going to bring the shoulder forward, touch the elbow to the knee. Working now just one side of the body, especially the upper body, and the opposite side of the lower body. You can even round your back as a cat position here to get a little deeper into this crunch. We'll do one more. Exhaling here and inhale and release. Other side. Sit tall to begin. And then we'll just bring up the knee and lower it and just see how that feels. Adjust as you need. And then elbow to knee. Start small. Build your effort here. Rounding the back. Dropping that shoulder closer to the knee. Inhale as you sit tall. Exhale here. One more. And release it down. Good. So we'll lift one knee and we'll take the opposite hand in front of us. Straighten the legs. So you got the arms straight on one side of the body and the legs straight on the other side. And we'll bring that back in. I'll turn sideways so you can see. Leg up and out, hand up and out, opposite side. We're not trying to touch our toes here. We're just moving through the body, using here mostly the core muscles. But the arms are coming forward and coming back. And get that shoulder stretch. Good. And then roll the shoulders. Release any tension that might be forming there. And then roll them forward. Even this movement here is good for the shoulders. You could do this every day. I bet you do already. Just feels good. So we do what feels good because our body has a wisdom about it. Take one arm up, support yourself on the opposite thigh, take a side stretch here, open up in the ribs, And then turn your gaze upward. And then release that. We'll take it to the other side. Start here first and just get comfortable with the side stretch. And then after a few breaths, maybe you deepen it by taking your gaze upward, drawing that top shoulder back. And then exhale and release. I'm going to stand. You're welcome to stay in the chair. We're going to come into mountain pose. Keeping the chair nearby as my prop, we come into mountain here. And we're going to, again, continue to work with the shoulders by just raising the arms up and down. Let's take them a little wider into a Y position here. So we call this I position and Y position. And just observe how that changes the muscles on the back. I. Now stay here in this Y position. Bend the elbows, turn the palms forward, and then pull the elbows behind you, dropping those muscles on the back, pulling the scapulas down. Keep the belly engaged. This is our W. So let's do it again. I, Y, stay here. On an exhale, create that W shape and squeeze. And release. I, Y, and then just bring it out into that W and lift the heart. Maybe you can take the gaze up now. Hold here for a couple of breaths. Keep squeezing, keep drawing the muscles down towards your waist, and then exhale and release, and observe the warmth you feel in your back. Good. We're going to come into triangle pose, so you can be to the side of the chair. You could place a hand in the chair, or you could be here with your facing the chair a little bit. So this is the position I'm going to take. I'm going to keep that front leg, toes facing the chair, but then I'm going to turn my body to the long edge of my mat, or turning away from this hip. Coming into triangle, take the other hip and push it back. Now you might just stay right here and then feel the energy up that front leg, straightening the leg and pulling that hip back also. And there are many positions for the hand here in the seat of the chair, on your thigh, or on the inside of the leg here. And how far you come down, it really depends on how you feel about it. So just notice what you're feeling in that inner thigh. No need to come to pain. Then we'll take the other arm up. So one arm's going down, one arm's going up, and we pull those shoulders together on our back. And we're going to stay right here, and we're going to do some dips. So your hand can be on the chair and still do this. We're going to lift up and down, up and down. Here it looks like this. This bottom hand just slides on the inside of the leg. And then come to stillness and squeeze those shoulder blades. Tuck your chin. Maybe this time take your gaze upward. And then exhale, bring the top arm down, bend into that front knee and come up. And pivot your feet, step them together. And pause. So we'll do the other side. I'm going to move my chair. And I'll show you how to use the seat of the chair. Same thing, you're going to separate your feet here. Turn the other foot now towards the chair. And we can again use the top of the chair. Put a slight bend in that front leg at first. And find your position, turning your body outward, away from that front leg, and then start to lean out over the front leg. Hand can be here on the top of the chair, the seat of the chair. Other arm is going to be on your back at first, and you're going to start to straighten that front leg. Push this top hip back, draw the other hip under it. And again, the top arm can come up. And if you're going to keep this hand here, come up onto the fingertips as you reach up, and then press into the palm as you come down. It's another way to do this movement. I'm going to be here again, sliding the hand up and down. I like this because it reminds me not to press too hard in that bottom hand. And at the same time, pulling the shoulders together, hug your spine. And then hold here. Perhaps take your gaze upward, looking outward beyond your body to the energy that's in the universe. Another breath here. And then we'll slowly release the top arm, bend into the front knee and come up. Pivot the feet forward. And you can heel toe them together here or just step in to your mountain pose. Beautiful. Now using that same position, we're going to separate the feet. We're going to turn that foot towards the chair. And again, top of the chair, seat of the chair. This time we're going to keep a hand either on the top or on the seat. Push the back leg back and place a hand on your chair. Here, I'll start here. And then the other arm's going to come on your back and you're going to rock forward and stand into that front leg and then rock back. You can just come up onto your toes. That's good too. Working into that standing front leg, we come into half moon. You could be here or here. And then we put the foot down, come out, and come up. I'm going to add on to that. You can stay with that toe on the floor, toe raised off the floor. We're going to be here or here. We're going to rock forward, toe on the floor, and then we bring the top arm up, squeezing those shoulder blades together towards the spine. Perhaps you lift the foot a little, flex the foot. Maybe you lift it a lot. It doesn't matter about the leg today. Just squeeze those shoulders and hold the body steady wherever you're at for 1 or 2 breaths. And then we'll release the foot if it's raised. Come up, step the feet together, and take a few breaths. And once again, switching my chair over to the other side. We'll take the other foot now towards the chair. Now you could just turn around. You don't have to keep moving your chair. But I want to move my chair so I make sure you can see all the different ways that you can do half moon with our prop, our chair. Hand could be on top, front foot towards it, back foot on the ball of the foot, and we just kind of lean into that front leg, bringing the hip over the foot. Just that little weight shift right there is good. I feel it. Strengthening the leg. Now, to hold us steady, we're going to squeeze the shoulders. Hand can be on the top or on the seat of the chair. Back foot can come up or stay, excuse me. Hand can stay in the chair. Leg in front is straight now. We rock into it. Maybe we lift the back foot a little, a lot. Maybe we lift the top hand. Half moon. Squeeze the shoulders together on your back. Hug your spine. And hold for a couple breaths. Exhale, release the hand and foot. Bend into the front knee. Come up and come to your mountain. Feel the work that your body did here. Maybe roll the shoulders. If you were squeezing them, they could use a little release right now, right? Good. We're going to come back into the chair and do some cat-cows. If you're standing and you want to do them, they look like this. I'm going to come into the chair. We're all going to come back to the chair. So if you finished your standing cat-cows, come into the chair and let's do a few here and see how it feels. So we bring the shoulders forward, take the muscles on the back and spread those scapulas apart. And then come up and squeeze them back and down. Lift through the front side of the body. So you get that engagement of the muscles in the back, but you get a nice stretch right here in the chest. Using all the muscles around your shoulders and into your upper body. And then sit tall and soften the shoulders down. And we'll come into a chair twist today. In the chair, we want to be about 3/4. We want to be nice and secure in the chair. The feet can be pretty close together. We're going to bring the hands into prayer in front of our bodies and lean out over our bodies. So you can stay right here and pull the belly in, but squeeze those shoulder blades because that's our focus today. Working the back side of the body. Turn in one direction. Perhaps you get the knee onto the thigh. And if you're here, you can start to twist it a little deeper with drawing that top shoulder back and down. Retracting the shoulders gives you a little more room for the twist. Stay here for another breath. And if you want more, you can open the arms, pressing the bottom arm into the side of the leg, and even getting more engagement in the back. And then slowly release, come back slowly through the positions of your body and sit tall. Notice one side of the body to the other. It's always good to just kind of be aware of where your body feels your practice. Other side, so you lean out over the legs, make sure you're nice and secure in the chair, feet on the earth. Feet close together, we start to turn towards the opposite leg. Maybe we stay right here, maybe we rest the elbow on the top. And then wherever you're at, squeeze your shoulders together even more. Maybe open the arms here too. Wherever you're at, just nice gentle breathing. Squeezing the shoulders, making the work not in the breath, but in the muscles of the body. Exhale and start to release slowly. Inhale and sit tall. Beautiful. Let's drop the shoulders down our back. Reach up and just kind of stretch through our arms. We can stretch here or here. Just kind of get your body in alignment once again, releasing the hands down. Now separate the feet so that the thighs are supported by the corners of your chair. Turn your toes out. We're going to take one shoulder into that space we just created and then draw it back. And let's take the other shoulder into that space. Now today, if we just hold the shoulders in engagement, we get the stretch in the lower back. So try a couple of those. And then we're going to round now. We're going to draw the shoulder forward and see how that feels. A very different stretch. Now we bring the stretch up into the upper back. And for all the work we do on computers, or if you're like me, you crochet or knit, read a lot, I read a lot. We always have that forward head position. And it's always good to get up every half hour and walk around. But this is good too. Works those muscles in the back, and keeping these muscles here on your upper back strong keeps your neck strong and keeps your head up. Heel toe the feet in. And let's stretch that neck out. Take one hand down and then lean towards it and push that palm away and just see how that feels. Keep the head where it is, just leaning over that shoulder. Take the hand up to the top and just gently rest it there. And notice how you feel a different stretch now in the side neck. Not pushing, just that little extra weight of my hand, which seems awfully heavy right now, stretches out the opposite side of the neck. And then release the hand and bring the head up. Let's do it on the other side. We'll start with just a natural lean of the ear towards the shoulder and start your stretch there. Let the muscles open up or stretch out naturally and slowly. Take the hand down to intensify that. So opposite hand goes down towards the floor, and it's almost like we're trying to lean that ear right on our shoulder. It doesn't get there, but that's the idea. And if you want more, you take this hand and just let it set on top of your head. Not pushing, just set it there. You'll feel it, just as you did on the other side. Breathe into it. And exhale, release the hand and bring the head up. Just pause for a moment, aware of how your neck feels, and then take your nose into a circle to kind of release that tension. And in the other direction. Beautiful. So we're going to take our feet apart once again and give the shoulders a little release by drawing a hand down. Let gravity take hold of that hand. Let it open up through the shoulder, and then just circle it to kind of release any more tension you might have in the shoulders and in the other direction. And then come up and do it on the other side, just circling it. Other direction. And then roll up and step the feet back to center and rock into your hips a little bit. So another way that we can use our shoulders to help build stability in the body is through a back bend. So we're going to take a gentle back bend here. Take hold of the back of the chair. Hopefully you're in a chair that doesn't have arms on it, otherwise this might not be possible. And if you have arms on your chair, you can place your hands on your back, fingertips down, that also works. I'm going to hold on to the chair and I'll show you. Hands could be here or here. Elbows are back, and you'll already start to feel that stretch right here, right? Keep the feet on the earth, keep the hips in the chair, and then start to pull your hands downward, squeezing the shoulders in and down, coming into our camel in the chair. Hold here and breathe. On an exhale, start to release the arms up and bring them forward and release your shoulders. And once again, just roll them around, shake it out, other direction. And then we'll take our hands over to one side of the chair or the leg, sit tall, and turn and look over our shoulder. And then as we release, we take the hands straight up overhead and reach out on one side, reach out of the other. And then float them down to the other side, sitting tall, turn, twisting towards the back of the chair. And then slowly release, and the arms come up again, and we reach out on one side, we reach out of the other. And then wiggle the fingers and draw them all the way down, rolling your shoulders to release any tension, and roll them in the other direction. So we're going to extend one foot out here. Keep the leg relatively straight, toes are up. You can support yourself on the other thigh. Then we're going to take that same side hand and just slide it down the leg, leaning out over the leg, and then slide it back up. Feel well supported here in this motion. Hold it here. Look at your toes. And on an exhale, release that. Bend the knee slightly and press the toes down. Get a stretch in the front of that leg. And then release that. Let's go to the other side. So first we begin with the heel on the floor, toes up, supporting yourself on the other thigh, sitting tall. Other hand slides down towards the toes and slides back up again. The upper body leans out over the leg and comes on back. Next time we'll hold it there and breathe. And then come all the way back up and bring that, press the toes down. Let's get that shin stretch. Even though we're focusing on the shoulders today, we don't want to forget about the rest of the body. Release that and bring that foot back and in. Once again, turning to the side of the chair, one leg on one side. This time the front leg, the knee can be down towards the floor. You're going to feel a nice passive stretch right here in the hip. And turning your gaze over that side knee, we're going to just bring one arm out and then bring it back, out and back. So we protract by bringing it forward, and we retract it by squeezing the shoulder blade towards the spine. And then bring it in and circle it a few times in each direction. And then when you go backwards, you want the palm out. Beautiful. Feels good. And then we'll step that outside foot in first. Switch it over to the other side. Outside knee is bent and down towards the floor, getting that passive stretch right there in the front of that thigh. Supporting ourselves on the side knee, we reach forward and we retract back. Once again, using the muscles around the scapula on your back, making your back stronger. And at the same time, working the front chest muscles here too. It's all working together, which is beautiful, which is yoga, the union of all the things, your breath, your body, your front, your back. One more. And back and release, and step that outside foot in, pivot to the front of your chair, and just rock side to side for a moment here. And then come to stillness and take a nice big inhale. And then as you bring the hands down this time, draw the energy into the core of the body, light resting right here on the belly, and feel the breath. Expand the belly and contract the belly as you exhale. And stay here as long as you want, breathing, maybe even closing your eyes. Noticing the effects of your practice today in your body, and maybe even in your breath. And hopefully in your mind, as you rest your mind in the breathing rhythm, when you're ready, bring the hands in prayer in front of your heart and rub the palms. Hover that warm palms over your face. Pause there for a breath or two. On an exhale, open the eyes and bring the hands to the heart and bow to your body for its fabulous work today. Namaste. Thank you for joining me. See you next time at Chair Yoga Plus.